host. I'm George Norrie. Here's our final guest behind the secret door. Hello there.
Hello, George. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, whoever you may be. That's pretty good.
Yes, indeed. And I am, like you, very gifted in communication.
You sound like Yoda from Star Wars.
Well, I have a very close connection with UFOs and ETs. We spoke about it a few times.
I have no idea who you are.
Come on, George, you can do it. I know you were born in June.
I'm getting close.
Yes, you are.
Louis?
Yes.
Dr. Turi. Man, that's good.
Well, you know what? Having the moon in Gemini like you, I can adapt, I can disguise. I'm a master in communication. You got that one, dude.
My God, no accent at all. Nothing. It's gone.
Well, I can disguise my voice in many different levels, many different keys.
Dr. Louis Turi, everybody, and we'll talk a little bit about Dr. Turi's work. We call him like the great prophet, Nostradamus. What have you been doing lately, Louis?
Oh, my gosh. I just came back from Thailand, Bangkok. I had an incredible time out there. I'm on my way to the next conference in California.
You're doing a lot of those, aren't you?
Oh, no, stop. I'm going to the Conspiracy Con. I'm sure you heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be going there in the next few days, for a fact. And then after that, I'm going to be teaching my course in Sedona, my astrological course in Sedona. I've got a couple of radio shows to do in London, a bunch of stuff, like usual, you know, George, same old stuff.
Well, you keep going. Louis, while I've got you for the next 20 minutes or so, let's talk about some of the predictions. You've been right on lately, my friend. Right on.
Yes, yeah.
Sadly so, by the way.
Yeah, and then I want to make sure that people understand that the tremendous stress we are all experiencing financially with the real estate. If you remember, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so when I was on your show, I mentioned that America was going to be going through a full restructure of a second house of money with the head and the tail of the dragon. So I want to, tell people that regardless of what we're all going through financially, with the gas price going totally out of order, to be patient, because the dragon is going to exit this house in about a year and a half from today. So that's pretty much the timing that I have before everything goes back together. So I want to give some good news to your listeners that it's going to get a little bit tougher, especially during the summer. I'm expecting August to be pretty much the low end, the worst time in terms of natural disaster, in terms of heat wave and fire and anything else for that matter. But after we hit the tail of the dragon next August, things are going to start to pick up from there. And we should be clear or real back on track sometime around February next year.
Okay, so things will start to roll along for us. Well, are you looking at the Democratic presidential election at all, Louis? I mean, do you have any perception? You don't go into that, do you?
Well, I try not to for many specific reasons that I have on my own. Anything that is religious or politics to me is like I don't like it. Anything involving greed, power, ego, self-gratification, which is sad enough a needed part of the human experience in our government, religious institution. I'm staying clear from that. I don't like it. To me, it's a bad energy. I don't feel comfortable with that.
All right. What do you...
But, I mean, if you're asking me who is going to be in the lead, it would have to be, of course, Mrs. Clinton. Is that what you were asking me?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
I'm sorry, yeah.
That's all right. You got it. What's going on with all these UFO cases lately all over the country?
Again, in your show, I also mentioned that to be ready for incredible amount of UFOs activity. This is due to the new dragon that moved the last December. Just to repeat what I was saying on the show a few months ago, the new dragon had moved the last December into the sign of Aquarius, and of course Aquarius regulates anything and everything that has to do with the extraordinary, the future of mankind, UFOs, and most specifically the internet and anything to do with the aeronautic world, or what I perceived as the merging of airlines, which I wrote in my book. So the UFO phenomenon is just part of this new dragon's head, promising all sorts of activity. This dragon is right on top of China, and that's why China is so productive right now, while America, sad enough, is on the low end, on the negative aspects, especially in the financial world. But as I said, everything is a timing. It's like an engine that needs to be tuned properly, and there is up and down. And as I said many times in your show, George, I don't predict anything. History has a pattern. The weather has a pattern. Everything has a pattern. And as I understand the universal codes, I can precisely mathematically pinpoint out the beginning, the middle, and the end of what we are suffering, so to speak.
Earthquakes. I'm concerned about Reno, Nevada. They've been having hundreds of earthquakes in that area. What do you see there?
Well, again, if you could replay the show, I have to refer to that because to me this is all prediction. I mentioned in your show and in some of my television show. By the way, you could see me on YouTube. I'm next to you on YouTube, where I did a television show where I repeat pretty much everything I said on this show. And I said that earthquake will happen where they'd never happened before. And of course, because Aquarius rules the sudden release of energy and the head of the dragon is in the sign, there is no surprise, not only for UFO activity on abnormal high level of activity, but also in terms of natural disasters, especially earthquakes. And that, again, is also in my book, Moon Power.
So here we go. That's all we need. Mm-hmm. More and more. I was just in one a few weeks ago here in the St. Louis area before I head back to Los Angeles, and they're not fun.
No, but again, remember, George, if you don't want any earthquake, you just go on the moon. The Earth is alive, and she's showing signs of life, which is a good thing. I mean, you don't want to be in a bad earthquake when everything is crashing around you, but it's part of life, And the new age of Aquarius is just the supreme preparation for the year 2012, which I call the spiritual gate and opening for mankind, which would allow the normal, common person to pass his own limitation in terms of acceptance of the extraordinary. So when comes the year 2012, the full impact of the age of Aquarius will be released, so to speak. So we're not talking just about sighting a UFO now. We're talking about something much more tangible. We're talking about direct contact. We're talking about literally the incredible being finally a reality, because as I teach my students, the future of mankind is nothing else than the reincarnation of his own thoughts. We are gods in training, and we have the power to create every single thing that we are living in. We are an entity of the divine. We have the essence of God because we all have been made at the image of God. And after the year 2012, mankind will start to understand a little bit more with his direct relationship with God and the divine itself, so to speak. And because of that, lining up the thought process through a different level of education. There is a lot of interesting things ahead of us, George. It's just incredible. This age of Pisces is of deception, illusion, religion, drugs, manipulation. This age it's dying. It's finished. That's why the Pope is so active, trying to keep it up.
Sure.
But it's over. The age of Aquarius, UFO, the impossible, the incredible things that nobody could even remotely accept will become a reality. And that's the beauty of being human.
Are you still doing work as a hypnotherapist?
Yes, I do. And as a matter of fact, the last one I did was at Laughlin at the Aquarius Hotel. I had an incredible response. And as a matter of fact, this show is on YouTube. If you go there, if you type Dr. Turi on YouTube, you're going to be coming next to me for some reason. But